Hi, welcome to Well Rounded Momma's YouTube channel. If you find this video helpful, like, subscribe, ring the bell so that you can be notified of all the amazing videos about birth, postpartum, and parenting that we do. My name's Sherry. I'm joined by Tori. We are both home birth midwives in the Las Vegas area. Today, we are going to be talking about what sharing a practice looks like. People always ask us, how do you share practice? How does it work? What if you're at another birth?
What if you're at another birth?
Blah, blah,
that doesn't
blah, blah.
really happen that often.
Yeah, but it is like a number one question,
Yeah.
which I think really tells you how traumatized individuals are.
By strangers showing up.
Yes, by someone you've never met before
Delivering the baby.
delivering your baby, because in the hospital that's what they do is they share call. You get whatever physician's on call, and I get why that's done.
Being a provider, like, you get it. But
Yeah.
it's hard. People don't want that.
Let's start talking a little bit about what sustainability looks like. So let's talk for 2 seconds about OnCall Lifestyle. So I'm on call all the time.
24/7, 365,
Bam!
all the time.
Sometimes where we go off call, like maybe we go out of town and we let our clients know that something happened. But there's definitely lifetime things that have happened too. I got the stomach flu once.
One year I got food poisoning and I missed a birth. I was
remember
ready
that
to go to a
corn
birth with a trash can. That's how committed I was.
I did too.
I was like, if I just hold this trash can.
I was throwing up. This was years ago. I mean, this was years ago.
Oh, same.
But I had a bucket in my lap and I saw myself in the rear view mirror and I was like, what the hell are you thinking?
I was ready.
There are times like life happens.
Yeah. I mean, you can't control everything.
You can't. But being on call all the time means our phones are always going off. We're always communicating with our clients, and we want that. We like that relationship we have with our clients. So here at Well Rounded Momma, we don't go off call. We haven't figured out. We would like to figure it out, but we haven't figured it out how to go off call. We are going to start doing like a modified group prenatal care, and we're going to try that for 6 months to see how that goes, because continuity of care is really important to us. We want to make sure that you are comfortable and familiar with your birth team, but we recognize the lack of sustainability of our practice being that on-call lifestyle all the time. Like my phone wouldn't work in a movie theater. Oh my gosh, the movie theater over by me, like if you got caught looking at your phone,
They'll kick you out.
They kick you out.
That's true.
So I remember like
I know that
texting
movie
Tiffany and being like, I'm going into a movie for 2 hours.
You get kind of paranoid. It's a lot of, and not like it's a bad stress, but it's like this, it's always in your mind.
You're hyper aware.
You're hyper aware of everything. I'm like, do I have cell bars? Do I need to text somebody if I don't have cell bars? I remember one time my phone updated and like reset my ringer and I missed a call. I literally lost my mind.
And sometimes we try to do little breaks and vacations. And for my birthday, my family, they like to surprise me and take me somewhere for the day.
Years
and
ago. That was like 2 years ago.
No, but this year they took me to Zion.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
This year they took me to Zion. I had cell phone service everywhere.
Yeah.
And there was a part of the park we went to where I lost cell phone service and I didn't notice it. And most of my clients knew where I was for the day that we're due. And so it's just not sustainable to have that kind of like you have no adrenals left, right? Like your adrenal system's
We
shot.
just took classes this weekend and the midwife who taught us said her adrenals were like tiny little raisins.
Yeah, she called them craisins.
Craisins.
Yes. It just means, yes, we're available to you. But I definitely have other midwives' phone numbers on my cell in the event that you couldn't reach me. But it is really important to us.
Yeah.
So sharing a practice for us here at Well Rounded Momma means you still have a primary. So if you hire Tori, you're getting Tori to oversee everything. She's your point of contact. She's who you call at the birth. Mm-hmm. She who's ideally doing your prenatals. Even as we introduce the group, kind of modified group care, and we'll make a video about that. If you're interested, ask in the box down below. But for the most part, she's doing your care. But sometimes she has to lean on us. Like sometimes she's at a birth and it's really too hard to reschedule a prenatal day, or she's at another birth and she needs you to labor sit for a little while. One of us might come over. So we do occasionally back for each other.
For sure.
It just doesn't happen as much as you
would think
that it happens. There are things that show up, but for the most part, we like
being involved with our clients. We like having those relationships. So it's not like necessarily a burdensome thing. It's just a fact. And we get upset when we miss our births.
I went to a birth.
Upset.
The day my husband moved out, I went to a birth. After my son's wedding, my son got married, and that night I went to a birth. So there are definitely times that our personal lives take a back seat, and that's not great. That's not okay to do all the time, and we're always trying to figure out ways of of doing that. Now, the other thing that I wanted to bring up and I wrote down on the board was like-mindedness. Sharing a practice with midwives that are like-minded, I think is really important, because you don't want to have one or two midwives that aren't a good fit, or they're going to treat your clients way different. For
sure.
us, we know how each other practice because we've been working together for so many years. And so sometimes if I'm taking care of somebody else's client, I'm hyper aware of how Tori likes to do things or how Sarah likes to do things, or
and vice versa for all of us. Like, when I've covered a birth for Sherry, I'm always like, I know what Sherry's expectations are, and I want to give that same level of care and same type of care so that that client feels comfortable.
And there's not that many situations where we're that different,
sure.
but we're a little bit different, but we all kind of know what we like done with our clients or how we like things managed. And so I think making sure that the people you're sharing your practice with are all like-minded, because you don't want to be that person in the practice that people are like, I like all the midwives there except for that one girl. Maybe it's me.
It's not you.
If you're that one girl,
It's not
you
anybody.
don't know.
Well, I feel like all of us get along well. We're all like family.
Oh, for sure.
Half the
I'm
time
not saying
people
our
think
practice,
we're related.
But I've heard that in physicians' practices where somebody like comes to the office and they're like, I really liked all the doctors there, but there were like a couple doctors that I was like, if I got them, that would ruin my birth.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's what sharing a practice kind of feels like. We're all friends. We all get along. We all hang out with each other afterwards. We are each other's friends.
Family.
We were kind of like, how do we make friends outside of the birth world?
I know.
And I think a lot of people don't understand our lifestyle. When we bail on somebody because we had to run out the door, or
get upset with us.
Yeah, I think people don't really understand
People
our
don't
lifestyle.
like
Or if we answer our phone in the middle, they feel like we're not giving them the attention that they want. So like sometimes if we have to take a call in the middle, but like say we're out to dinner and one of us gets up and takes a phone call and walks out to the parking lot and she's on her phone for 20 minutes.
Nobody thinks anything of it.
We're not even going to ask.
What were you
We
doing?
already knew.
We already know.
And so there is like an understanding of each other's lifestyle. And we have compassion for each other when we do need breaks, right? That's the hope in the practice is, when you're going through something hard, you have people that you can kind of lean on and rely on. Yeah, that's kind of how that works. That's what sharing a practice looks like. If you're watching this and you're a midwife, share down below what worked for you, because I know there's a lot of different things that did. And like I said, we'll make a video in the future of our kind of modified group care that we're doing with the March of Dimes, because we're really excited about it. We think it's a really good service to offer. And I'll share this last story, but I had this one cute client. She was so low maintenance. By that I mean like she never was texting me. Like sometimes I have to tell some of those low maintenance clients, like, you need to find a reason in this trimester but to bug me on my phone. And she hadn't bugged me, but there was one night where something had happened and she texted me, and I mostly hear my text in the middle of the night. Occasionally I wake up in the middle of the night.
Don't text me in the middle of the night.
And I see a text, but I do generally hear a text in the middle of the night. It's super annoying. I responded to her, and after her birth was said and done and she had a great birth, it was very straightforward, she told me the thing that meant the most to her in her entire care was the fact that I responded to her at 2:00 in the morning. And whether that was a phone call or whether that was a text, I think that care means a lot to clients, right? It's not always the birth. It's about being heard and listened to all the time. And that's what we want to be for our clients. I had just gone to a client's birth for, I don't want to call it a false labor, but just she thought she was in labor and then she wasn't. And when she found out she wasn't, because I checked her, we just cried on the bed together. And sometimes that's what you need. Yeah. You just need a minute to process and be like, oh my gosh, whatever you're going through in your mind, because birth is so emotional and mental, you just needed your care provider to be there and available. And even though I wasn't attending her birth, I was just laying in her bed and letting her cry and be like, why the heck am I still pregnant? It sometimes is like such a good release.
It's so funny. We both have had labors like that recently, because I had one earlier this month where me and Lexi, her doula, slept on the floor for the whole night and woke up and I was like, where am I?
But we care,
We do
midwives
care.
do care very much about our clients, and we do have to. Here we have like a cap on how many we're supposed to take a month, and we're not supposed to take more than 6 in a month. And that is part of our decision to make sure we have a sustainable practice, that we're not so busy, because I used to take between 8 and 12 clients a month, and that just became really tough to do. We love that because somebody can help us manage our practice and stuff. However, we also do like being involved, and sometimes when I get stuck on the phone or doing other things and I miss part of a prenatal or something, that's hard to do. So by limiting the amount of clients that we take, we're able to give that one-on-one care, but still not turn away clients that are seeking our care. So thanks for joining us. We love visiting with you. We look forward to visiting you again next week.
Bye.
Is it recording?
Looks like it's
Yeah, it is recording.
It's recording. I think you're forgetting I like you a lot. I went to a baby shower for one of our family friends
I was so mad at her. She was cheating.
I wasn't cheating. I went to a baby shower for a family friend who I've known forever before I even got into birth work. And Sherry's like, whose house are you at? Who is this person? And I'm like,
you know someone outside the birth
I
world?
know. She was like, you
I
have
know.
friends? I was like, I have one.